In the headlines, INEC declares APC's Oyebanji winner of Ekiti governorship election. ISWAP kills 16, abducts 3 aid workers in Borno. Saudi government mandates monkeypox screening for intending pilgrims. And the NATO warns Russia-Ukraine war could drag on for years. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Martia Umar. And now the news in detail. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has declared Abiodun Oyebanji, candidate of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the Saturday's governorship election in Ekiti State, as winner of the exercise. Returning officer for the election, Professor Kayode Oyebode, declared Oyebanji winner at 3 a.m. on Sunday. Oyebanji, who secured victory in 15 of the 16 local government areas of the state, polled a total of 187 and 57 votes. Shagoni, his closest rival, polled 82,211 votes, while BC Kolawole of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) trailed with 67,457 votes. A total of 16 candidates partook in the election, and the total valid votes in the election were 351,865, void votes 8,888, and total votes cast were 360,753. And meanwhile, the campaign for equal voting access for persons with disabilities, a program of the Center for Citizens with Disabilities (CDD), has said that its observers witnessed massive vote buying and selling in the ongoing election in Ekiti State. According to its preliminary statement, the group stated that while partaking in the polls to observe, they witnessed that massive vote buying and selling, particularly in polling unit 1, Ward 2, Irakbodun Ifelodun local government area, Ward 10, Odoye, Ayedun, Bonyi local government, and Ado-Ekiti local government area. In the communique signed by David Ayele, chairman campaign for equal vote buying, said it is impressed to observe that marginalized populations, the aged, nursing mothers and pregnant offered priority voting in most of the polling units observed. And INEC was also praised for the conduct of the election, even as it was observed that voters turned out in their large numbers at polling units as early as 8 a.m. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Benue State has issued queries to sue staff for allegedly extorting registrants in Oju local government area of the state. The Administrative Secretary of INEC in Benue, Shehu Abdul Wahab, in a press statement said 2 of the commission staff were reportedly demanding money to register people in the ongoing continuous voters registration. According to him, as an immediate measure to arrest the ugly situation, the Commission has withdrawn the 2 members of staff from the field, issued them queries and replaced them. He said that the Commission is deeply concerned over the development as provisions have been made for our other officers across the state to ensure a hitch-free exercise at no cost to the citizens. And the presidential aspirant of the new Niger People's Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso, has revealed that his camp is in talks with Peter Obi and members of the Labour Party over a possible alliance. There have been speculations of a third force to challenge the APC-PDP duopoly, and Kwankwaso and Obi are reportedly exploring the possibility of creating an alliance in the 2023 elections. Speaking in an interview on BBC Hausa, the former governor of Kano State said Family and well-wishers were optimistic about the Grand Alliance. According to Kwankwaso, merging with the Labour Party is very significant at this critical moment, especially looking at the fact that both PDP and APC presidential candidates did not pick their running mates from the southeast. Similarly, the official handle of the NNPP confirmed to the discussion between both parties on Saturday via its Twitter handle. And now to Kwara State, where the chapter of the People's Democratic Party has unveiled a former House of Representative member, Gbenga Makonjola, as its deputy governorship candidate in the 2023 governorship election. And the governorship candidate of the party, Shuaib Abdullah, while unveiling his running mate, assured the readiness of the party to clinch power in the next election. The report.
The state chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Babatunde Mohammed, thanks members for accepting the consensus agreement that produced most of the candidates for all offices.
We thank Almighty God that even those people that lost at the primary level are now working with those candidates that in mind. So we thank God that in Kwara State, PDP is a single big family in Kwara State. We don't have any crisis. There is not a factional problem in Kwara State. We don't have any court issues after the primary elections.
The governorship candidate, Shuaib Abdullahi, before unveiling the deputy governorship candidate, said the party will address the hardship and economic woes the APC-controlled government at the state and federal level brought upon Nigerians.
104 billion naira is standing to the debit of Kwara State government. Today, this present administration, in just 3 years, has increased the debt portfolio of the state by over 100% in just 3 years, and nothing to show for it.
The man of the moment, Gbenga Makonjola, who was a member of the House of Representatives, assured of his readiness to work for the victory of the parties at the polls.
To all fellow party faithfuls, I want to especially thank those who have shown interest in this particular position. This is the will of God. It's not by power, it's not by might. But I believe what is happening today is by the mercy of Almighty.
The event also featured the presentation of certificates of return to the party's House of Assembly, House of Representatives and senatorial candidates.
And away from Kwara State to Katsina, where Governor Bello Matawalle of Zamfara has declared Monday, June 20th to Friday 24th a work-free week to enable the state's public and civil servants to register and obtain their permanent voters' cards. That is the PVC. This was disclosed in a communique on Saturday signed by the Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Magaji Dosara, where he announced the coming week as 3 days to begin the registration process. The latter also directed government officials to see to a seamless process of the exercise. And the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC in Benue State, has issued queries to 2 staff for allegedly extorting registrants in Oju local government area of the state. And the Administrative Secretary of INEC in Benue State, Shehu Abdul Wahab, in a press statement said 2 of the Commission staff were reportedly demanding money to register people in the ongoing voters registration. According to him, as an immediate measure to arrest the ugly situation, the Commission has withdrawn the 2 members of staff from the field, issued them queries and replaced them. He said that the Commission is deeply concerned over this development as provisions have been made for other offices across the state to ensure hitch-free exercise at no cost to the citizens. In a disturbing development, at least 16 people, including 3 members of the Civilian Joint Task Force, have lost their lives in multiple attacks, coordinated by fighters suspected to be members of the Islamic State West African Province, ISWAP, in Borno State. And Daily Trust reports that 13 metal scavengers were shot dead by ISWAP fighters in Goni Kwadumi village in Bama local government area of the state on Saturday. The fighters, who reportedly came in 4 utility vehicles and some other riding on motorcycles, surrounded the areas before unleashing terror on them. 3 other humanitarian workers were also reportedly kidnapped by the insurgents in Mongono local government area Friday night. Recall that in the past 4 weeks, more than 60 scavengers have been killed at Modu village in Kalabalge and Dekwa local government areas, respectively. The Nigerian army is yet to issue any statement on the latest attack at the time of filing this report. The 2022 Hajj programs from Kaduna State have been warned against unnecessary travels or mingling with people in hospitals in order to guard against contracting monkeypox disease. And the chairman of the Kaduna State Hajj medical team, Dr. Abdul Rashid Ibrahim, said the Saudi embassy has mandated all pilgrims from Nigeria to be screened for the disease. Lami Sadiq has more.
According to the chairman of the Kaduna State Hajj medical team, Dr. Abdul Rashid Ibrahim, pilgrims with specific symptoms will be directed to the Public Health Department, and those confirmed positive will be isolated.
Pilgrims have specific symptoms of monkeypox, we have to invite the Public Health Department of Kaduna State Ministry of Health. If at the end of the day he is confirmed positive, so he may not be allowed to go for Hajj, or he may be kept or isolated.
The head of ICT of the state's Pilgrims Welfare Agency, Abubakar Usman, says about 2,000 visas for the state's 2,491 intending pilgrims have been issued.
Close to 2,000 visas at hand, and you know we are a state of 2,400 and something pilgrims. So having close to 2,000, I think we have gone really very far.
He assured that adequate security has been beefed around the Kaduna International Airport. He then advised intending pilgrims to abide by the rules and urged them to be good ambassadors while in the Holy Land. Lami Sadiq for Trust TV News, Kaduna.
You're still watching Trust TV News update, coming up shortly. Traders lament alleged IPOB attacks on members. This and many more after the break. Do stay with us.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children, protect them, from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trust TV News Update. Earlier in the news, we told you that INEC declares APC's Oyebanji winner of Ekiti governorship election. And the ISWAP kills 16, adopts 3 aid workers in Borno. And moving on to more news, sickle cell children in Nigeria are believed to suffer stroke and other health complicated issues due to poor management of the disease. A group known as Sickle Cell Warriors in Kaduna disclosed this at the celebration of the 2022 World Sickle Cell Day. It called for the establishment of sickle cell emergency centers in Nigeria to cater for sickle cell patients. The report.
Sickle cell anemia is a disease that affects not only patients, but the psychological and socio-economic and well-being of the family because of the challenges that come with the management of the disease. Joining the rest of the world in marking the day, the Sickle Cell Warriors in Kaduna reflected on the challenges associated with the health status of victims. Gloria Bahago is a nurse and sickle cell warrior. She says apart from adults, children also suffer many complications, including stroke, due to poor management of the disease.
They could have blindness, that's retinopathy. They could have chest syndrome, acute chest syndrome. We have quite a number of children that have had stroke due to poor management, and most of them that have had stroke actually don't access care.
As a sickle cell warrior, you can have virtually any organ failure. It is a complication. And once things like that happen, the only excuse they give you at the hospital is it's because you're a sickle cell warrior. That is the most painful part of it.
While Eitayo Oladejo harps on the need to establish sickle cell emergency centers in Nigeria to support the patients, Gloria Bahago says lack of adherence to routine medical checkup and lack of awareness on the side of the patients is a setback to the fight against the disease.
Nigeria has the biggest case of sickle cell anemia in the world, and it's not something to be proud of. It only tells the outside community that we are not listening. We have sickle cell emergency centers. It's something that we really need in Nigeria.
Some of the challenges we face is from the patients is lack of adherence. Some of them actually don't keep to their appointments. Secondly, there is no awareness.
Once people know their genotype and there's great awareness, then they will prevent people of such genotypic ratio from getting intermarried.
The theme of the World Sickle Cell Day 2022 is Shine the Light on the Sickle Cell.
And now to educational matters. The ongoing strike action by Academic Staff Union of Universities has been described as unnecessary as it could lead to irreparable damage. The Registrar Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, said this at a function in Ilorin. The JAMB Registrar, who said incessant strikes by unions and the nation's tertiary institutions was capable of causing irreparable damage, not just the student but also the nation, urged both the government and the unions to find ways of putting an end to the strike action.
Acknowledging the fact that the primary responsibility of reasonable funding, even if it is not adequate, of public and educational institutions lies on the proprietors, the government who established the institution and literally abdicated their responsibility. May I seize this opportunity to call on university-based labor unions to appreciate the irreparable damage of incessant strike on not just the students, but also on our nation, and therefore stop this unnecessary strike.
And now to the southeastern part of Nigeria, where activities of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra IPOB are posing a danger and a threat to cattle traders in Nigeria. The cattle traders from Taraba State who travel south reveal that many of their kinsmen were killed and property worth millions destroyed. In the exclusive interview with the traders at the Tale International Market in Taraba State, it was reported that cattle traders are on the verge of losing their means of livelihood and if the government fails to address the menace. The report.
In February 2022, it was reported that gunmen suspected to be members of the IPOB attacked a cattle market in southeast Nigeria, killing 8 traders and 51 cows. The intra-regional trade by northern and southern traders has been affected by the activities of the separatist group. Tela International Cattle Market in Gasol, Taraba State attract buyers from all over Nigeria and neighboring Cameroon who come to the market to make purchase at affordable prices. The chairman of the market, Aboki Musa, told Trust TV that more than 3,000 cattle are sold to cattle markets from different parts of the country, including Southeast.
I am the second tailor of this market in the town of Taylor. The market only runs on Sunday every market day. We have about 5,000 cattle. The problem faced in this market is insecurity. Government should provide adequate security apparatus. These markets equally generate revenue and it is sent to the government's treasury. It is important that the government provide the needed infrastructure from the revenue generated.
Taylor is the leading cattle market in Taraba State, where cattle from neighboring Cameroon Republic are brought for sale. Adamu Buba, a merchant in the market, pointed out that the activities of the IPOB have crippled the trade and pose serious danger to their lives and property.
I am a trader. I buy and sell cattle. I buy up to 200 cows. I sell here in Taraba and travel to sell in the east. The price of cattle is not fixed. It can be high and low depending on the period. The price range between 500 to 600,000 naira. There is high level of insecurity in Anambra and Enugu for cattle traders. And the slow response by the government in addressing the security threat is affecting our business. Our cattle are killed and vehicles burnt down. And no measures have been put in place to address the threat of our lives and property.
However, experts say the livestock industry in Nigeria could be worth at least 30 billion naira to 50 billion over the next decade if the right structures are put in place.
The Nasarawa State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested a vigilante officer over alleged defilement of 13-year-old girl. In the state's public relations officer of the command, Jerry Victor, made this known while parading the suspects in Lafia. The report.
Parading the suspected vigilante officer, Yusuf Dalla, the public relations officer of the Nasarawa State Command of NSCDC, Jerry Victor, said the victim was brought to the vigilante office over alleged theft and rape.
The victim happened to stole some property that belongs to someone and she was arrested. After then, she was taken to the vigilante office opposite PDP Secretariat here in Lafia. Upon interrogation, she has confessed, of course, to the crime. She was still at the custody of the VGN where it was getting dark. So at the process of that, she needs to be kept somewhere for safekeeping so that the interrogation or investigation will continue the next day. It was unfortunate that one of the officers in the office there took her to his house, and at the process, of course, he defiled her.
He said the victim reported the matter to her elder brother, who later informed the NSCDC, which swung into action and arrested the suspect. The PRO, who affirmed that the suspect would be charged to court after investigation, called on parents to always monitor the movement of their children to prevent them from falling victims of such acts.
There are different kind of people on the street, and they would like to take advantage of these young girls that are coming up. So my advice to parents and guardians is to make sure they supervise or they monitor the movement of their children, especially the female ones. So because they need more care, sometimes more than their male counterpart.
The suspect, Yusuf Dalla, who denied committing the alleged offense, said investigations will set him free, while the victim, Kulthum Musa, insisted she was raped by the suspect.
I didn't commit the alleged offense. She was brought to our office over alleged theft, and the next day I just heard that I raped her. I don't argue with authorities, but I know I will be free after investigation.
Yes, he's the one that raped me. Even at the time my other brother came, he placed shocking device on me, threatening me not to tell my brother. And after that, I went and informed my stepmother.
It is expected that, at the close of the investigation, the truth will be revealed.
In another development, the Chinese embassy in Nigeria has launched the Dog China Festival to showcase the giant strides of China and its war against poverty. The ceremony was held at the China Cultural Center, Abuja. Li Zuda, a cultural counselor of the embassy, told newsmen that the festival would include the launch of documentaries and other movies to enable the world to understand China better. Li disclosed that over 50 of the China Global Television Network, GNTN's best video productions will be aired to promote the cultural exchange between China and other countries. He said award-winning documentaries will be screened at selected television channels, while the Dog China Festival will kick off with a grand ceremony in Beijing in June and run till the end of the year.
For many years, Nigerian government has also been working hard to lift more ordinary people out of poverty. From what I know, in 2021, Nigerian President Buhari inaugurated the Steering Committee of the National Poverty Reduction with Growth Strategy to achieve his mission of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty within a decade. We sincerely hope that the Nigerian government will achieve this goal. More and more Nigerian people can say goodbye to poverty and can live a prosperous life.
Lifting millions of people out of poverty is a thing that almost every African nation must keep it, tell itself that it wants to do. So in this very line, we have to say that it was a very touchy kind of a movie.
And away from Nigeria, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has warned that the war between Ukraine and Russia could drag on for years and calls for the supply of more state-of-the-art weaponry to Ukrainian troops. This comes as Ukraine's military says it has suffered a setback in Moltykhin, a village southeast of the key city. And meanwhile, two top Ukrainian commanders who defended Mariupol as those foes still planned has been transferred to Russia for investigations. With that, we've come to the end of the news update at this hour. For more, you can follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.